Welcome to SIPAD Systems, home of the original solid solder deposit technology. We hope you'll enjoy this video of our process. The process begins with a laser-cut stainless steel stencil created from the printed circuit board CAD files called Gerber files. Each stencil is engraved with the information needed to store and retrieve it for future use. SIPAD Systems maximizes each stencil by bundling multiple jobs together, keeping the cost of the customer down. SIPAD Systems produces frame stencils as well as numerous popular foils including QTS and DEX systems. SIPAD orders are normally shipped from the printed circuit board manufacturer directly to SIPAD Systems. Each order is logged into the system without disturbing the documentation and certifications supplied by the printed circuit board manufacturer. Each order is inspected for workmanship and quality prior to processing. Results are documented and records are maintained on each order. The next step is setting up the printing process. The foil is mounted into the reusable frame and the stencil is loaded into the printer. The printed circuit board is then registered under the stencil so that the board can be printed with solder paste. To register the board, solder paste is applied to a clear mylar and the boards are lined up with the registration print. Once registered, the boards are printed with solder paste. Because no placement is required, the printing process is more forgiving. Even if some misregistration or smeared solder paste is present, the surface tension during reflow will wick it out. After printing, the boards are processed through a standard reflow profile using convection or infrared heat. By reflowing the circuit boards without components, the paste outgasses very efficiently, producing very little voids. After reflow, the board is thoroughly washed to remove any residue left behind from the solder paste. Because there are no components, cleaning is very efficient. Once cleaned, the SIPAD boards are processed through the C-plan flattening system. Here the solder deposits are reheated to their melting point and gently pressed, flattening the solder deposits and freezing them flat. After flattening, the SIPAD boards are inspected for consistency and quality. After flattening, the SIPAD board is stencil printed with a no-clean adhesive flux that is designed to be dried overnight to a super tacky flux finish, able to hold the components in place for the final reflow assembly process. Once dried, the SIPAD board has a piece of clean release paper applied to protect the tacky finish until the product is ready for assembly. The flux tackiness is guaranteed for 6 months and can be reapplied indefinitely if it dries out. The solid solder deposits are good forever. Finished SIPAD boards are delivered to the customer for assembly. Instead of setting up a printer to add solder paste, the customer removes the protective paper and places the SIPAD board into the pick-and-place machine. Once the components are placed into the flux on top of the solid solder deposits, the boards can be inspected and the components adjusted if needed, something that is impossible with wet solder paste. Finally, the SIPAD board is placed into a reflow oven with a standard profile for the type of solder paste used. The flattened solid solder deposits will return to their previous shape every time once the melting temperature is reached. At that point, the components are soldered into place with no open shorts or voids. In addition, the flux is a no-clean product so that cleaning after assembly is not necessary.